Welcome back, friends. It's another Beyblade video with yours truly, Reggie. This tournament was done like March 8th, I want to say. It was done using the Takara Tomy rule set. So it's first to 4 points and no reshoots unless there's a mislaunch or an air clash. This is the team that I was using. We have Tyranno Beat 360 Low Rush. I typically like to use 160 on Tyranno Beat to make one side a lot better for hitting than the other. Just kind of like emphasize that critical hit. But I went with the 360 since I'm running Drawn Buster. The 360 is just a really standard balanced ratchet. The Low Rush bit is a good attack type bit that has pretty decent stamina. So this guy is a little bit of my all-arounder with still really good attack capabilities. He can still smash ratchets. He can still smash Beyblades. He does what I want him to. Next one is Silverwolf. I wanted something stable. This is my first tournament with Silverwolf. Silverwolf has a free spinning plastic disc underneath its blade. So to emphasize that aspect of it as a defensive type blade on a stamina bit, I gave it 780 as the ratchet to make it taller than most other Beyblades. So the idea is that if the Beyblade ever hits me, it is hopefully going to hit the plastic bit and Silverwolf will not lose stamina. I used Free Ball as the bit. That's just a good stamina bit. It'll spin forever on that thing. So really stoked about that. I just wanted something more grounded and something that I could rely on, so I picked Silverwolf. Drawn Buster 160 Elevate is a Frankenstein creation of mine. And the idea behind it is, well, 160 is pretty self-explanatory. It was made for the Drawn Buster blade. It's to put emphasis on the longer point that's facing towards us. And that is going to be used as a sledgehammer to knock people out. I picked Elevate because while it still can hit the extreme line, it's not what it's made for. Elevate is kind of a weird bit. It kind of glides around everywhere, and it has pretty good stamina for an attack type, or maybe it's a balance type bit. But I wanted a slightly more stamina-focused Drawn Buster without giving up attack. So he's not meant to hit the extreme line. He's actually supposed to spin a lot and hopefully just get a KO while spinning. That's the idea, at least. The disc underneath it on that bit that you can see that the other ones have a smaller disc above them, above the gears. That thing gives me life after death. So after Drawn Buster is done spinning, it still kind of spins afterwards. And the blade of Drawn Buster kind of protects the bit a little bit as well. So this is our first game. This is against Alex. He's running Tyranno Beat 160R, Phoenix Wing 360 Low Flat, and Drawn Buster 960 Low Rush. So he is running a pretty attack type focused team. I'm a little scared of it. And I pick Silverwolf, I think, to start. And he goes with Drawn Buster. So I'm feeling pretty confident in this matchup. I don't think Drawn Buster is going to KO my guy. He hits the extreme line and immediately goes out. So in this format, even if you do self-KO like that, with no contact, although I do think that there was contact there, I just get the 3 points. So I'm up by 3. I choose my Drawn Buster against his Phoenix Wing, and I also get extremed. I ricochet myself into there. It's really sad, but you know, it's just the way it goes sometimes. He goes Tyranno Beat against my Tyranno Beat. His is red, mine is the silvery color. And I end up getting extremed. That's 3 extremes back to back. That does not happen very often. Pretty crazy game, but really good. I kind of wish I maybe would have angled my Tyranno Beat a little bit better there. Also my Drawn Buster, but what are you gonna do? This next match is up against Calum. He is a top 4 placer at my local. He is going with Cobalt Dragoon against my Silverwolf, and he immediately knocks it out. His Cobalt Dragoon is on 960 Elevate, pretty standard. Meant to steal spin, but it got the knockout there. So I'm going with Drawn Buster versus Phoenix Wing, and I immediately get extremed, but for those of you with keen eyes, you would have noticed that we had an air clash, so he gives me a reshoot. He just kind of sniped me out of the air, and I was very thankful for that, for not, you know, losing 3 points. So I launch mine at an angle, and he dives right into the pocket, never to be seen again. Usually, Drawn Buster is pretty good at getting out of the pocket because of his odd shape, but it just didn't work out that time. So he got 4 points, and I got zilch. Next one is, I don't remember who this guy's name is. We're going to call him Dunno. And as in, like, I don't know his name. So Dono is running Wizard Rod 160 Bound Spike, Unicorn Sting 560 Level, and Silver Wolf 960 Hexa. The first matchup here is going to be Drawn Buster versus Wizard Rod. I feel actually pretty good about this matchup with my Drawn Buster, but you can already see it. I have bursted, and I am like barely holding on, and I don't have any energy. And it just does not look good. I am like lifting off of my bit, and then it finally lets go. I did cheat right here. I didn't mean to, and I'm so sorry, Dono, if you ever see this. I really did not mean to cheat. He did agree that it was 1 point. I was thinking Wizard Rod always wins 1 point for some reason, so I just didn't even register that my Beyblade bursted and that he got 2 points. I knew that I lost, but I just fucked up on the points. So, we launch our Silver Wolf against his Unicorn Sting, and we end up outspinning him. Pretty rad. Very stoked about that. That Unicorn Sting was like on a balance bit called Level, which can be really aggressive. So I was glad that it didn't fuck around with me too much. I launched Tyranno Beat, and I kind of do like a really weird reverse rail ride, and I get like a couple of honestly pretty okay attacks. I think I just didn't have enough stamina and spin on it to really do much against his Silver Wolf on Hexa. I probably honestly should have just launched that thing flat and like a little bit more on my side rather than his side, but I just wasn't thinking there. So he has 3 points technically now. We spin this last one. I bursted, and I was pretty upset about it. He gives me a reshoot, although he shouldn't have. He should have just taken those points. I did not check my ratchet before that, and that's why it bursted like on its own. Always, always, always check your ratchets whenever you go Beyblading. This is the most important thing that you can do. So I bounce a little bit there, and I almost got a fucking extreme, but because that Wizard Rod is on 160, he was able to escape out of that pocket, which is pretty fucking rare. You don't normally see that on an extreme area, but that's what happened. That's what the 160 does. That's what it should have done for me in that one round against Calum, but, you know, whatever. So he technically won right there, and we should have just ended it, but whatever. We did another one here, and I think we both lost count at one point because neither of us had an app or a pen and paper. I will be bringing a pen and paper next time so that we can keep track of our fucking points and not have to rely on our horrible TikTok-ridden memories. Short-term memory, I mean. Yeah, and that was the game. So he ended up winning. I had a pretty poor showing this tournament. I wasn't super stoked that I lost, but there was at least some pretty interesting games, I would say. More interesting than I normally get. So again, sorry about cheating. That's not going to happen again. Yeah, self-reflecting on this, I think the number one thing that I could have done was not cheat. But then also I could have checked my ratchet before I spun Drawn Buster, just because I feel like that might have cost me more than one game. I should have watched a little bit more carefully where I was launching Drawn Buster and thought about where my opponent wanted to launch. I feel like I think about that a lot leading up to the tournament, but then as soon as I'm there in the moment, I completely forget everything that I was thinking about beforehand. So I think I could stay a little bit more focused and probably watch my launches. I still believe in Drawn Buster. I thought it did pretty okay. Like before the tournament started, obviously not anything that you saw, but before the tournament started, we ran some casual sets and it was doing okay. It wasn't doing the best, but it was doing all right. So I'll definitely run it again in the future. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? God, dude, that Wizard Rod coming back from the extreme was insane. What a crazy comeback from 3 points. Those 3 points should have been mine, but whatever. What are you gonna do? Anyways, thanks for watching. That's pretty much all I got. I got another video coming up pretty soon, hopefully. And if you guys enjoyed this one, you know, let me know. And if you have any suggestions, I probably won't listen to them, but feel free to suggest it. That's all I have. Remember, wear a condom, wear your seatbelt, and check your ratchet. That's my sign off. All right, bye guys. Have a good one. Maybe suggest a Beyblade, and I'll use it. Who knows? I don't know. Well, goodbye. Goodbye. Later. Goodbye, everybody. Hold on. Let me wave at you. Goodbye. Whoa, you didn't even know I could do that. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Later. Goodbye.